Hey, it's Kat, and I have another card for you today. I'm using this kind of water-like wave stencil, and I'm just holding it down with washi tape to my all-purpose mat. And then I'm going to use Distress Oxide ink. I'm using Chip Sapphire. And I'm using a blender brush, and I'm going to just spread the ink on. The nice thing about using Distress Oxide inks and the blender brush is that you can apply the ink as dark as you like or as light as you want. So I'm going to kind of a mixture, trying to create some different variations in the color. So I'm going to continue to add this on to the rest of this stencil, and then we'll move on to the next step.
So once I have all the ink on, I'm going to use kind of a combination of a spray bottle, and I'm misting on water, and then I'm using my clear shimmer brush, and I'm tapping on some of that shimmer, and it will kind of react with that oxide ink and create a really neat pattern. So I've trimmed down my background to a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of paper, and I'm going to mount that onto a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch Sapphire cardstock. So I'm just lining that up. And then the next thing we're going to do is I need to get this a little straighter. I'm going to mount that onto my card base. And I love the Close to My Heart card bases because they're already cut for you and scored, so it's just a matter of popping it on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm working with the lovely layers Water Lily thin cut from Handmade Stamps. I went ahead and cut out the pieces using candy apple cardstock, and I'm just going to kind of layer those up. I cut 3 of the layers in the dark side of the candy apple and 3 in the lighter side of the candy apple. If you're not familiar with Close to My Heart's cardstock, they actually have two-sided cardstock, so you actually have 2 tones with the cardstock, so you can actually choose which one works best for your project, or use a combination and get some variation. So I'm building this up, adding those layers, and then I do need to add in this gold layer. So what I did for the gold is I used a combination of glitter paper as well as the gold paper. And so I cut the gold glitter first, followed by just the gold paper, and then I'm going to add the last 2 layers of this water lily.
So now I'm going to put all this onto my base, starting with the lily pad and the water lily. Now I need a sentiment, so I again went to Honeybee Stamps and chose a sentiment. I'm going to just stamp it on daisy white cardstock, and then the wonderful thing is it has a coordinating die cut, so I can actually cut that out, just the words itself, and I'll use washi tape to hold it in place and run it through my die cutting machine. So now I have the 2 lines of the sentiment, and I will adhere those to my card base. So I do want to put a sentiment on the inside, and I want to use Happy Birthday. So I'm using the Bitty Buzzwords by Honeybee Stamps, and I'm going to stamp the Happy Birthday on the inside of my card. So I'm just going to line that up, press it down, and again use the little happy, and my card is all set. Hope you enjoyed this, and please be sure to follow me on YouTube.